believe that's what should happen. Kathy need to just walk away. We're going off into the sunset. Well, the half-bright sunset, I should say, because it ain't going to be a good goodbye. But I feel like at this point, she going to have to step down. Stephen A. Smith said it last week, and I'm saying it right now. She going to have to shake. But whatever the case may be, she's making no set choices or chances of her leaving. She made it clear during Friday press conference that she's here to stay for whatever reason. Now,
The situation surrounding WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert has reached a breaking point. So intense that even NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has stepped in to publicly address the growing chaos. Silver, already managing the enormous demands of the NBA, now finds himself pulled into a full-blown crisis in the Women's League. Engelbert's leadership, once seen as stable, is now being criticized as one of the most damaging eras in WNBA management, drawing comparisons to her controversial decision to leave Caitlin Clark off the Olympic roster. Many fans, analysts, and insiders are calling for Engelbert's resignation. Among them, the most outspoken voice is none other than Stephen A. Smith, who blasted Engelbert for what he calls a failure of leadership at the highest level. Yet despite the backlash and public pressure, Engelbert appeared calm and defiant in her Friday media session, making it clear that she has no plans to step down.
Stay, for whatever reason. Now, something else that has to be talked about is the WNBA collective bargaining situation. Now, that is currently dealing with the CBA. Now, the way it's looking might not be no 2026 season. And just like I stated, Kathy's whole relationship situation is not good at all. They could put in there that Kathy got to step down before they sign anything, which would be ugly for the league. But hell, at this point, I can't blame them. Kathy can't be trusted, and she definitely got...
During her statement, Engelbert doubled down. She said she intends to stay in power regardless of the controversy, and that her focus remains on stability and growth. But behind that statement lies a storm. The Collective Bargaining Agreement, CBA, the contract that governs player salaries, rights, and operations, is expiring at the end of this month. That means if no deal is reached, the 2026 season could be in serious jeopardy. What makes the situation even more explosive is that many players, frustrated and fed up, are now reportedly considering a player-wide demand for Engelbert's removal before they agree to any new deal. Such a move could create chaos for the league, but insiders say the players' trust in leadership is already shattered. And while Engelbert insists all is well, Adam Silver himself has been forced to weigh in. In an interview published by USA Today, Silver spoke candidly about the deep cracks running through the league's foundation.
Can't blame him. Kathy can't be trusted, and she definitely got to go. But let's head on over to USA Today. So they put out this article early this morning. I believe they interviewed Adam Silver, and he did not bite his tongue about any of these things that is currently happening with the WNBA. To me, I think it's just a misfortune. You know, it's just a misfortune of a situation. And they're going to have to fix it, bro. Like, this whole thing going to have to get fixed with Kathy. Been telling y'all this is a very, very ugly situation.
Silver's remarks pulled no punches, but also raised eyebrows. On one hand, he tried to calm the storm, claiming that negotiations will find a peaceful resolution and that there will be no work stoppage. On the other hand, his tone hinted at concern. Privately, league officials fear the dispute could spiral into a full lockout. Silver's comments came after weeks of harsh criticism from WNBA players, many of whom accused Engelbert of failing to communicate, failing to protect them, and failing to take accountability. Speaking at NBC Sports headquarters on October 6th, Silver described the chaos as growing pains, a collision between the league's rapid rise in popularity and the frustration boiling among its players. His message tried to strike balance, but it did little to calm a player base that feels ignored and undervalued.
Been telling y'all this is a very, very ugly situation. I don't think it goes away anytime soon. Stated Adam Silver on WNBA labor dispute, we will get a deal done. So Adam Silver is pretty much saying that it's not going to be a lockout. That's what he's saying. for the most part. I believe it is. I believe it will be. NBA Commissioner Adams.
To his credit, Silver acknowledged that Engelbert's era has coincided with remarkable expansion, record ratings, sold-out arenas, and a new generation of stars. But he also admitted the uncomfortable truth. This boom isn't because of front office brilliance, it's because of Caitlin Clark. Her debut season transformed the WNBA into appointment television. Her jersey sales broke records. Her games drew audiences that rivaled NBA broadcasts. And yet, rather than embracing Clark's impact, Engelbert has been accused of jealousy and poor judgment, especially in how she's handled media relations and player promotion. Silver, while diplomatic, hinted that the league's biggest problem isn't money, it's trust. The relationship between players and leadership has collapsed. Still, he expressed hope that things could be rebuilt step by step.
It is. I believe it will be. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, on the heels of several prominent WNBA players' criticism, league Commissioner Kathy for lack of accountability and leadership. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver on Monday adding his voice on the decision. In remarks made on October the 6th at NBC Sports headquarters, Adam Silver acknowledged the WNBA is experiencing growing pains. Whoa, he's saying growing pains, with its unprecedented popularity colliding with rampant player
The reality, though, is far harsher. The WNBA's meteoric rise is fueled almost entirely by Caitlin Clark's influence. Without her, there would be no mainstream buzz, no media frenzy, and certainly no billion-dollar media rights conversation. Originally, the CBA was supposed to run until 2027, but the players' union shocked everyone by exercising its right to opt out early, moving the expiration up to October 31st, 2025. That means this Halloween could mark a terrifying turning point for the league. And while Engelbert is already taking credit for a new 11-year media rights deal worth over $2.2 billion, insiders argue that her role in securing it was minimal at best. Adam Silver himself called the timing unfortunate, as these growing pains are unfolding right in the middle of the WNBA Finals, when the spotlight should be on the players, not the politics.
Rampant player dissatisfaction just ahead of the expiration of its collective bargaining agreement at the end of the month. And just like I told y'all earlier today, this whole collective bargaining, this is the month, man. We gonna find out this month whether or not there's going to be some type of situation with this league that will be going on a lockout. Adam Silver stated, Kathy Engelbert has proceeded over.
Silver emphasized that while the basketball being played right now is phenomenal, the league must also face reality. The CBA deadline can't be ignored. Negotiations must move forward. He assured fans that the WNBA will not stop, but many doubt that promise. Behind the scenes, there's genuine fear that talks will collapse. For fans who missed games last season, or are waiting to see Caitlin Clark's sophomore breakout, a potential season cancellation feels unthinkable. The irony? The WNBA is finally on the verge of mainstream recognition, yet it risks losing everything to leadership failure and poor communication. Even the loudest voices in sports media, including Stephen A. Smith, have warned that Engelbert's inability to read the moment could undo years of progress overnight.
Adam Silver stated, Kathy Engelbert has proceeded over historic growth. See, now y'all trying to, Adam, don't do it. Don't do it, Adam. Adam, please don't do this. Already, don't give that damn credit to her in the league. But there's no question that there's issues we need to address with our players. Silver stated, they're not just economic, there's relationship issues as well. He stated, I'm confident we can fix those over time and this league can continue to be the rocket.
If the CBA issue somehow gets resolved, the next battlefield will be free agency and then the draft lottery. Every move Caitlin Clark makes, every team trade, every league decision will be under a microscope. The WNBA has never had this much public attention, but also never this much tension. The next few weeks will determine whether the league can navigate its crisis or implode from within. Recent off-court scenes, like Natasha Howard attending a public event alongside Caitlin Clark, Connor McCaffrey, and Ari McDonald, only added fuel to the conversation. Fans couldn't help but wonder, what's really happening inside the Indiana Fever? And what does all this mean for the WNBA's most valuable franchise?
The Fever. And this is the Natasha, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, X, Y, and Z player, what happened with them is the reason why players will or won't go to the Fever. I think it's really, really, really clear that Natasha Howard is the most prime example of this is why people are going to want to play for the Fever. Because Natasha Howard went to the Fever and she said it. She went there for recognition. I think
Howard's journey may hold the answer. When she signed with the Fever, she didn't just see it as a basketball move. She saw it as a career revival, a chance to be part of the new era Caitlin Clark was building. Statistically, this might not have been her strongest season, but it became her most impactful. For the first time in years, Natasha Howard wasn't just a player. She became a mentor, a leader, and a recognizable public figure. Through adversity, through the noise, she became one of the few veterans to thrive amid the league's chaos.
Between a lot of franchises, like Wings fans are barely fans. Wings barely have any fans. Then she played for the pre-Stewie Liberty, who weren't like the James Dolan Liberty. They don't really count. And then before that, she was with the Storm. Fair enough, like she was there in the wobble. She barely played with the Minnesota Lynx. And this was the season where everybody knows who Natasha Howard is. Like, every single person,
Before this chapter, Howard's career was scattered. Short stints in Minnesota, Dallas, New York, and Seattle. She often went unnoticed despite being one of the most versatile defenders in the league. Her years in Seattle were stable, but her name didn't carry star power. Then came the Caitlin Clark effect. Playing beside Clark in Indiana gave her a spotlight like never before. Suddenly, fans knew her name. Her merchandise sales skyrocketed, and she became a Commissioner's Cup MVP. Her transformation symbolizes everything the WNBA could be, a league where stars elevate not just themselves, but everyone around them. And that's why this current crisis matters so much. The WNBA finally has momentum, energy, and cultural relevance, but it's being weighed down by questionable leadership and internal division. If Cathy Engelbert can't rebuild trust, the league risks losing more than just a season. It could lose the faith of its fans, its players, and its brightest stars. Even Adam Silver's cautious optimism might not be enough to stop what's coming next. The message from Stephen A. Smith, players, and fans alike is clear: fix the leadership, or risk losing the future.